In our existence comparable to a journey through a complex web of interpersonal relationships, the selection of friends emerges as a crucial element, not merely based on personal preferences, but as a fundamental pillar for our growth and wisdom. In this video, we explore the wisdom of Stoicism applied to friendship, identifying 5 types of people to avoid and moral integrity. With the aid of stories and metaphors drawn from the rich Greek mythology, we will attempt to illuminate the path towards more authentic and constructive relationships. In the fabric of human relationships, the eternal critic is the one who, armed with pessimism, casts a veil of discontent over every joy and success. This figure recalls the myth of Sisyphus, condemned to push a boulder to the top of a mountain, only to see it roll down each time, a symbol of endless and fruitless effort. In the context of modern relationships, the eternal critic is the friend or colleague who, regardless of circumstances, always finds a reason to complain, spreading an atmosphere of constant dissatisfaction. This constant negativity not only undermines one's inner peace, but can also become a contagious habit that alters the perception of reality. Stoic philosophy teaches us the importance of focusing on our reactions rather than on external circumstances. When faced with an eternal critic, it is essential to adopt a stance of emotional detachment, recognizing that their words reflect more their internal struggles than objective reality. To maintain one's serenity, it is advisable to limit exposure to such individuals, or, when necessary, practice active listening without absorbing the negative energy they transmit. In this way, you protect not only your emotional well-being, but also preserve the ability to remain anchored to your Stoic principles, fostering more thoughtful and constructive responses. Another figure that Stoicism advises us to avoid is the drama magnet. Like the mythological figure of Icarus who, driven by youthful fervor, flew too close to the sun only to fall disastrously, the drama magnet is irresistibly drawn to situations of conflict and chaos, dragging anyone in their orbit along with them. Interaction with this person is often exhausting. Their life seems to be an unbroken series of crises, big and small, and every conversation turns into a vortex of complaints and conflicts. The energy spent stabilizing these emotional storms can distract from more constructive personal goals and undermine individual serenity. It is essential to develop strong inner resilience to resist the temptation to immerse yourself in these dramas. Rather than being drawn into their chaos, we must learn to establish firm boundaries and offer support without becoming emotionally involved. This not only protects your inner balance but also strengthens your ability to remain focused on your principles and priorities. The Stoic advice in this situation is clear. Maintain calm and emotional distance, conserving your energy for life's truly important challenges. By doing so, you avoid being overwhelmed and stay on course toward a more balanced and meaningful existence. The negativist represents that figure who, like the Titan Atlas, carries the weight of a world of doubts and uncertainties on their shoulders, seeing shadows where there could be light. This person tends to focus exclusively on the negative aspects of every situation, spreading distrust and demotivation. Interacting with a negativist can be particularly draining as they tend to erode confidence in yourself and your abilities. Their constant objections and predictions of failure can act as a brake on personal initiative and creativity, making every attempt seem futile before it even begins. From a Stoic perspective, it is vital not to be influenced by others' perspectives that do not correspond to reality. Instead of passively absorbing their negativity, it is preferable to challenge it with questions that invite reflection and the search for concrete solutions. For example, when faced with the statement that nothing will go as planned, you might respond with, "How can we improve the plan to increase our chances of success?" Supporting your path with a balanced vision, recognizing obstacles but remaining open to opportunities, is a key Stoic principle. This allows you to remain centered and motivated despite the negativist's prophecies of doom. The excessively positive person evokes the image of the god Apollo, who, illuminating everything with the light of the sun, risks blinding those who come too close. This type of person spreads relentless positivity, sometimes to the point of denying or minimizing the real challenges and painful emotions that are integral parts of the human experience. Their insistence on always maintaining an ultra-positive attitude can seem superficial or even alienating, especially during times of true difficulty. For example, in the face of significant losses or failures, their advice to always look on the bright side might seem not only unhelpful but also insensitive, as it ignores the complexity of human reactions to pain and disappointment. Interacting with such people can make you feel that your legitimate feelings of sadness, frustration, or anger are invalid, as if you are not allowed to experience anything other than happiness. This approach is not only unrealistic but also harmful, as it suppresses the authentic expression of human emotions, essential for healthy psychological balance. From a Stoic perspective, it is vital to recognize and accept all emotions, both positive and negative. True wisdom lies in balance and accepting reality as it is, without forcing it into an exclusively positive narrative. It is therefore important for those who follow Stoic philosophy to encourage dialogues that include a full acknowledgement of the entire spectrum of human emotion. When dealing with the excessively positive person, it may be useful to propose a more balanced discussion, where negative emotions are not seen as obstacles to avoid, but as experiences from which we can learn and grow. In this way, you can help these people understand that life, in its richness and variety, requires a wider range of emotional responses, which contribute to a deeper and more mature understanding of how to face reality. The perpetual victim is like Cassandra, destined to foresee the future but cursed never to be believed. This person constantly perceives themselves under attack by fate, incapable of taking responsibility for their actions. Just like Cassandra, whose truth was doomed never to be heard, the perpetual victim believes their failures are always the result of external circumstances, never personal choices. This attitude can be particularly harmful to those seeking to build a life based on Stoic principles, which teach the importance of self-control and personal responsibility. Interacting with a perpetual victim can lead to a cycle of negativity and complaints that drains energy and distracts from pursuing meaningful personal goals. To protect oneself from the emotional impact of these dynamics, it is essential to establish clear and firm boundaries. It is possible to offer support, but without falling into the trap of solving their problems for them. Stoically, we must remember that while we can offer compassion, we cannot take on the burden of others' challenges. Adopting a firm stance of mindful support, encouraging the perpetual victim to reflect on their actions and consider proactive changes, can be a way to help them without compromising your mental health and well-being. Through our analysis, we have explored 5 types of personalities that, according to Stoic philosophy, it is wise to avoid to maintain serenity and promote personal growth. Each of these types, from the eternal critic to the drama magnet, from the negativist to the excessively positive, and finally to the perpetual victim, represents a potential obstacle on our path to achieving a more balanced and harmonious existence. Stoicism not only teaches us to avoid certain people, but also to reflect on how our interactions with others can influence our inner peace and moral progress. It is therefore essential to surround yourself with individuals who not only share your values, but also stimulate you to improve yourself, to reflect wisely, and to act with integrity. When considering the relationships in your life, we are invited to ponder how each one can serve not only our personal interests, but also the greater good. Friendship in a Stoic context is not a simple exchange of favors or pleasures, but an opportunity for shared growth and mutual support toward virtue. I encourage you to reflect on these dynamics and examine your current relationships, as this can help you make more conscious choices and guide you toward more constructive and meaningful interactions. Be proactive in cultivating bonds that enrich your life and push you towards realizing your Stoic potential. I invite you to carry forward the lessons learned today and implement them in your daily life. Reconsider your friendships, seek to surround yourself with people who reflect and reinforce your Stoic values, and make wisdom, courage, and moderation the pillars of your existence. Thank you for dedicating your time to this reflection. If the video has inspired or provided you with new insights, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to our channel. Not only will you help spread these Stoic principles of life, but you will also be part of a community that values a reflective and intentional life. Subscribe and activate the bell to not miss our future content, where we will continue to explore Stoic wisdom and its applications in modern life.